Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another awesome episode of VGM Scramble. Sorry for the delay in getting started here. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on here. For some reason, we are broadcasting in mono and not stereo, and I have no idea why that is. And if you're anything of a music freak like me, that can be kind of annoying, to say the least. Anyway, I'm going to mess around with that a little bit over the course of the show to see if I can get it figured out. So if you hear a little bit of silence every now and then, it's just because I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on. Anyway, without further ado, I will get us into the music. First thing I've got up is an awesome track from Sonic Riders, the original one on the GameCube. This is the background music for Babylon Garden, which is the 6th track on the Hero Path. After that, I have one of the most, depending on who you asked, over-remixed songs of all time, which is the original Ice Cap Zone from Sonic 3. Now, before you haters out there get on me about this, it's an awesome song, you have to admit. I know it's kind of almost to the point that Stairway of Heaven is when someone plays that intro guitar lick, but it's still a good song worth listening to, so I'm going to play it. After that, I've got an awesome remix of Gourmet Race from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, my headphones are acting up as well, so can't really play it by ear as well as I'd like to. Haha. So, without further ado, I'm going to get started on that music. Like I said, if you hear any dips in the audio, it's just because I'm trying to get us out of mono mode and back into where we should be, which is stereo land. Enjoy the music, and talk to you in a bit. Okay, we got all of the madness figured out. Turns out the station was still broadcasting in stereo, but my recording was not. For people that are listening to this later, you're not going to have any problem with that, because I'm going to take the time to fix it up. But, moving on. Next up, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to play just one song, quote unquote, because it's a promo that was given to me by a guy that's working on a game called Heaven Variant, which is it's an old school indie shoot 'em up if you're not familiar with it. So basically it's a space game. It is hilarious. You should totally Google it and look it up. Heaven Variant. What I'm going to play now is just a small sample of the audio that the creator of the game, or one of the three creators of the game, and the main musician for the game, Jason Kuhi, has worked on. That name probably means nothing to you, and it didn't mean anything to me either until I learned that the guy's remixer name is Strike 911, which means, yes, I've already played some of this man's amazing work on here before. Without further ado, enjoy this, what I hope is exclusive, promo of some music from Heaven Variant. Enjoy. was a pretty short sample, but I thought it was pretty sweet. Okay, it is now 8:30. Wow, I got started late. Next up, we've got... Next up, this is a little bit of self-indulgence, but I'm the one running the radio show, so I can't help it every now and then. As I mentioned several times, and will continue to mention endlessly into the future, I am a crazy DDR addict. What I'm about to play next is a set of 3 different songs, all of which are variants on the first song. Or 3 songs, the first one is the original, and the second are variants on it. The first one is a lovely and ridiculously difficult song called Pluto. This is off of DDR Supernova 2. The song it's mostly difficult because of the random, well, I will just let you listen and find out for yourself. Let's just say there's some unexpected pauses that will definitely leave you halfway through a step, and then you realize, oh crap, I can't do that. No, move foot, no! Yeah. After that, I've got Pluto Relinquish. By the way, the original version of Pluto is done by Black Hole. Pluto Relinquish, a remix of it, is done by 2MB. That's also on Supernova 2. And then the final one in my little DDR mini mix is Pluto the First, which is done by a group called White Wall, and this appears on DDR Hottest Party on the Wii. Enjoy the music and stay locked in right here to KUT Student Radio, online at kutradio.org, or on your smart device of choice with the TuneIn Radio app or Channel 99 in the dorms. You can like KUT on Facebook at facebook.com/KUT. You can like my own show on Facebook at facebook.com/VGMScramble. You can stalk the station on Twitter at K_UT, or you can stalk my show at VGM Scramble. No spaces, no dashes. Stay tuned and enjoy the music. Alright, next up, I promise, only one more DDR song for now. I won't torture all of you listeners with it all the time, much as I want to. The last DDR song I will play for a while is Wild Rush. It is the version of the song that's from Nonstop Megamix, but if you're like me, you know it better from DDR Extreme in the arcade. After that, I will, because I love the game so much, I will play some more Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door music. Today, I'm going to play the battle with Dupless, followed right after by the music you hear when you're in the X-Naut Fortress. That fortress was insane, to say the least. First off, there's its location, which I cannot spoil because I would be doing such a disservice to all of the gamers out there who have not had a chance to play it, but let's just say it's nuts. Anyway, enough of my babbling. I'm gonna keep going with the music, so stay tuned. I know I keep playing this song, but it's such an awesome song, seriously. Alright, moving on, enough of my geeking out. Oh wait, I'm running the show. I can do that! Anyway, next up we're gonna have a little mini Nintendo 64 set. First off is from a very quirky little game called Iggy's Wreckin' Balls, which is well, I know my brother's listening, and he could probably describe it better than I can, but it's an interesting battle game where you're this little ball that just moves around and you can like grapple the other ones. They're all personified, by the way. And one of them looks like a pumpkin, one of them looks like this crazy clown. It's just insane. Anyway, I had a very hard time figuring out what the actual name of this one is, so I don't have the exact name. All I know is that it's the music that plays when you're on the fourth tower, when you're in the downtown set or stage or level or however you want to word it. It's good, trust me. After that, we're going to jump to Rayman 2, The Great Escape. This is the music from the second surfing part in the third level, The Marshes of Awakening. And if you're anything like me, this is music to swear to because of how ridiculously difficult that part is. Just play the game and you'll know what I'm talking about. It's so frustrating. The game's awesome, but that stage is ridiculous. And then after that, this one might come as a surprise to some of you. I'm going to play KK D&B. KK stands for... It's referring to KK Slider, who in this game is the character that makes all this music. He is this anthropomorphic dog, and the game I'm referring to is Animal Forest. Some of you might initially be surprised. You might be thinking, but wait, Nick, I played Animal Crossing. That game was awesome, and it's not on the 64. You are a liar. Go home. Well, first off, I'm not going to go home for a while. And second, Animal Forest was actually the predecessor to what we know in North America as the GameCube version of Animal Crossing. It was released, as far as I know, it was only released in Japan. May have been released in Europe, but the bottom line is it wasn't released here. Another fun fact, all of the KK songs were unchanged from their Nintendo 64 iterations, which seems kind of crazy, but then again, what we know as Animal Crossing did come out pretty early on in the GameCube life cycle. Anyway, enough of the history lesson, let's get back to the music. Seems kind of appropriate. The name of that song is Suspense. Looks like we're not going to be listening to Animal Forest tonight. Moving on. I will fix that and play it later because it's such an awesome song. Moving on. Next up I have to get a little bit of Sonic music in because I'm such a Sonic nut. The first console that I ever played on was the Sega Genesis, and probably my favorite game of all time on there has got to be, I'm going to be technical, I'm going to say Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which you can only get with the lock-on capability of Sonic and Knuckles by putting the Sonic 3 cartridge on it. It was such an awesome thing at the time, and I still think it's a very novel idea. It's just a shame they can't really pull it off anymore, but enough about the past. The first thing I'm going to play next is the always awesome Sandopolis Zone from Sonic 3. And then for those of you, I'm playing that so that those of you who may not be familiar with the source will be familiar with it in time for the next remix after that, which is Quicksander by Aco. I think that's how you say it. All caps, it's A.COE. This is an awesome OC remix that was released, I think, just a couple days ago. And yes, as promised, this is the dubstep remix that I'm going to be playing tonight. If you feel the need to go put cotton in your ears or go dig a hole and stick your head in it, go right ahead. But it's quite an awesome song, I promise. And then after that, we've got Launch Face, which is a remix of Launch Base Zone from Sonic 3 as well, by Jive Master on OC Remix. Jive Master has so much good stuff, it's not even funny. I think I'm going to be playing another couple of songs by him later in the night. Anyway, let's go.
Alright, I love this next set. Oh man. First off, it's more Sonic music, so of course I love it. But there are just so many good songs in this. So, first, I've got the original version from Sonic 3, the music from the Doomsday Zone, which is the final level, the true final level of the game, not launch-based zone, that you can only get to if you collect every single Chaos Emerald in the game, and that's a pretty impressive accomplishment if you can do that. I don't know if I ever did it legitimately. After that, we have another awesome track from OC Remix called The Doomsday, done by a crazy trio, Snappleman, Shane, and Norg. Snappleman is known all over OCR as this badass guitarist, and he's got the skills to live up to his reputation. Anyway, like I said, the track is called The Doomsday. It's available on OC Remix. It's available on the Sonic 3 and Knuckles remix album, which is called Project Chaos. After that, surprise, surprise, another OC Remix Sonic remix. This one is Lava Reach, another awesome track by Jive Master. This is a remix. It's a combination of Hidden Palace Zone and Lava Reef Zone Act 1. And that song's a bit longer, it's 6 minutes and 40 seconds, but oh man, it is definitely in my top 10 favorite OC remixes of all time, if not my top 3. Of course, off the top of my head, I can't tell you what the other two are, but for me, picking my favorite music would be like picking my favorite child. No, I don't have children, but just go with it. Anyway, stay tuned, and let's go.
Yeah, now you see why that's one of my favorite songs of all time. Okay, what to play next? Let's play some F-Zero. This is Mute Radiology, and you can find it on OC Remix. It's done by DJ Pretzel. It's his take on one of everybody's favorite F-Zero tracks, Mute City. Tracks. Get it? Because it's a song in a racing game. That was awful. CJ, you're listening. You're my brother. Smack me when I get home. Anyway, after that, I'll actually play a Pokemon remix called Team Rocket, spelled in all caps TEEM period ROKIT. It's by a guy who goes by Tweek, TWEEK. You can find him on OC Remix. And this is actually on an OC Remix album dedicated to Pokemon remixes called the Missing No tracks. If you guys don't know who Missing No is, well, that album probably doesn't apply to you then. Well, okay, maybe it does. Okay, to be fair, Missing No was this crazy glitch that you could do to duplicate Pokemon and get infinite Master Balls and all sorts of lovely goodness the developers really weren't expecting you to be able to do. After that, I'm going to throw in something from left field, keep it in with the Scramble. Snow Cone Heaven by Maze Dude. This is also on OC Remix. This is a remix of the Ice Climber theme, if you can believe that. It's a very, very enjoyable track. I hope you like it as much as I do. Anyway, I'll shut up in just a second, but keep it locked in here to KUT Student Radio, online at kutradio.org, on your smart device of choice with the TuneIn Radio app, or on Channel 99 in the dorms. You could like KUT on Facebook at facebook.com/KUTradio, or my show on Facebook at facebook.com/VGMScramble. You can stalk the station on Twitter at K_UT, or you can stalk my show on Twitter at VGMScramble, no dashes, no spaces. Keep it tuned here for some of the craziest music you will ever find. Ever. Stay tuned. woe be to the person who thinks that increasing the sensitivity on the touchpad on your laptop is a good idea. Okay, most of the time it is a good idea, but... Alright. Next up I'm going to play some music from a local musician. This guy's name is Jack Young, but, and I love this, the name that he goes by on SoundCloud is Toaster Pastries. Now, he is based right here in Salt Lake. Basically, he is up for making all sorts of music, so if you want to check him out on SoundCloud, just look up Toaster Pastries, and he's cool to make music for your video game, film, commercial. He's not really picky. He likes all sorts of music. Anyway, the two tracks I'm going to play that he has written are... And the reason I'm playing them is because they do capture a video game feel, even if they are not technically in a video game. I still like the feel of them. They have that 8-bit feel that's just awesome. The first track is Shields Down, and the second track is Level 8. Both of them are really cool, and both of them are available to download for free on his SoundCloud page. I'll make sure to post a link to his page here on the Facebook page in just a minute. After Level 8, I'm going to play... This isn't a dubstep song, but it still might be a little bit polarizing because of the lyrics. It's called Lucid States. Yeah, Lucid States, and it is a remix of Corridor of Time from Chrono Trigger. And some of the people out there are probably thinking, oh god, not another Corridor of Time remix. Well, this one, if you've gone through all the ones on OC Remix, this takes it in a nice, relatively fresh direction. Especially with the quote-unquote vocals. They've been heavily processed, and you'll actually probably need to look up the song on OC Remix to just decipher what the person is saying. The main guy that did it is ambient, but the vocals are courtesy of Dragon Adventure. And like I said, this is freely available for download on ocremix.org. So I'm just going to keep it going here with the music on VGM Scramble, right here on KUT Radio, online at kutradio.org, or your smart device of choice with the TuneIn Radio app, or on channel 99 in the dorms. Or if you've got a radio, then you may want to tune in on 1620 AM, but that is an AM station, so I'm not going to promise the quality of it. Like KUT on Facebook, facebook.com/KUTradio, or my show, facebook.com/VGM Scramble. Stalk the radio station on Twitter at K_UT, or stalk my show on Twitter at VGM Scramble. No spaces, no dashes. We're going to keep the music going here, and because the guy that comes after me, who usually goes from 10 to midnight, is not here for whatever reason, I may go a little bit overtime. I'm not going to play for another 2 hours. I just don't have it in me. That's the bottom line. But I may go possibly as much as 10, maybe 15 minutes over. But if I do, it'll definitely be worth it. Just trust me. Anyway, enough babbling. Let's go. Okay, so maybe I fibbed a little bit and there was that awesome little dubstep breakdown. I feel like that was worth it. I mean, not all dubstep sucks, and I'm not saying that I think dubstep sucks, but I know it can be a very polarizing genre to say the least. Okay, I made a playlist far greater than what I thought, far greater than what I actually have time for, so I'm going to change things up a bit. I'm going to get through 3 requests, and then I'm going to play the awesome medley that I've got lined up. Trust me, it's pretty sweet. So, the first request was actually by Jack Young, Mr. Toaster Pastries. It's called Tactical Freefall. It's by MIDI and Prozax. I think Prozac, but it's spelled Prozax. And MIDI is spelled MIDEE. This is a remix. This is on OC Remix again. This is a remix of of music from a game called Life Force. I've never personally played the game, but I think all I know is that this remix is awesome. After that, I have 2 more requests from my good friend Paige. The first one being what's called the Theme of Chester, from a fairly old RPG called Let's see. So many notes. Called Ease 3, Wanderers from Ease. And I'm saying Ease, but it's spelled Y-S. And I was initially trying to pronounce it like Ease. Like Ease. Trying to slur the Y and the S together. It doesn't work. Anyway, that's from that. That is, by the way, that's on the Sega Genesis. And after that, from the same series, it's a song called Palace. That's from the PC Engine version of Ease Books 1 and 2. I really don't know that much about the game, so I'm gonna definitely hit my friend Paige up about it and see what he's got to say about it. But I do know it is an RPG, and it actually looks pretty cool. So let's get these last requests out of the way, and then we'll undertake my crazy marathon medley that's just amazing. Without further ado, let us continue. my main songs are over with, so you know what this means. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is now time for me to terminate such an overused phrase. Ugh. Seriously though, what I'm about to play for you next is a 15-minute Kirby medley. It is intense. It's just called the Medley of Kirby SSDX, or maybe just SSDX. I can't remember which. But if you just Google, or if you go to YouTube, you type in the Medley of Kirby SSDX, you'll find it. It's by this utterly crazy person who goes by Happy, Hapi. That's what it's abbreviated to on YouTube anyway. You might be able to find that person under Happy Nano as well, Hapinano. But I'm telling you, the scope of this thing is intense. Like I said, 15 minutes. It is kind of ravey, so to speak. So it may not be everybody's cup of tea. But it is one hell of a way to end the night. So without further ado, I'm going to get this on. Thank you for listening to me, your host, Nick Day, right here on VGM Scramble on KU Radio. I will be back at the same time next week with all sorts of more awesome music. Not more awesome than this stuff. Well, I guess it depends. It all depends on your opinion. Anyway, enjoy the music. Thanks again for tuning in for another awesome, if not a little bit self-indulgent episode of VGM Scramble. Stay tuned. Well, not stay tuned. Come back next week, and I will provide you with even more music. This has been Nick Day, and don't forget, game with your friends, game fair, but most importantly, game on. Now, go enjoy the rest of your weekend.